It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Hi, neighbor. Glad we're together again today. I want to talk to you about our hometown football team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's go to the neighborhood of make-believe and take a look at our 2019 schedule. Ready, trolley? It's such a good feeling to be with friends at Heinz Field on game day. Here's when the home opener is. Just like always, we face our neighbors, the Ravens, Bengals, and Browns, twice each season. Pittsburgh is no stranger to playing in primetime matchups. Speedy delivery, it's our Thursday night game. We are playing 3 games this year in a faraway land. We'll be back when the day is new. It's the bye week. Well, friends, it was great spending time with you looking at our 2019 schedule. See you next time, and here we go, Steelers.
Everybody, welcome inside the UPMC Rooney Sports Complex. I'm Missy Matthews, joined today by Mike Prisuta, and it is time to break down the Steelers' 2019 schedule. So let's jump right into it. Week 1, Steelers at Gillette Stadium against the New England Patriots, the reigning Super Bowl champs.
Couldn't be a better time to play them, Missy. You knew you were going to have to play them at some point. You knew you were going to have to play them up there when you played them. Why not do it right off the bat? Big night for the Patriots. The banner's going to go up. The whole world's going to be celebrating the greatest team ever assembled. Why not see what you have right away? You can make a statement. You know, the Steelers are going to have something to prove this year after missing the playoffs last year. They have a chance to make a statement right off the bat, and if it doesn't work out, at least you find out right away what you need to work on relative to what you thought you needed to work on coming out of training camp. So I think that's a high-profile opener and a lot to be gleaned from it no matter what happens up there.
All right, and that is a Sunday night football game. The Steelers, of course, have 5 primetime games. As always, the Max, 2 on Sunday night, 2 on Monday night, and then a Thursday night matchup against the Cleveland Browns. But let's kind of look at the first half of the schedule. You go at New England, then you had the home opener against the Seattle Seahawks at Heinz Field, then week 3 out at San Francisco on the Bay, then Monday night game against the Cincinnati Bengals, followed by the Ravens.
Yeah, and I noticed the Seattle game is a 1 o'clock game, and for what it's worth,
I'll take it.
It's usually considered a disadvantage for West Coast teams to have to play on the East at 1 p.m. That's a 10 a.m. game for those guys, and sometimes that's a tough adjustment. It might be an even tougher adjustment if Russell Wilson brings his wallet.
I'll take some.
It's going to slow him down.
I can help him.
So Steelers maybe catch a little bit of a break, perhaps.
All right, looking at the next chunk of the schedule at the Los Angeles Chargers, that is another Sunday night game, then followed by a bye, but then a Monday night game, and then the Colts a 1 o'clock game at Heinz Field.
Yeah, and I guess the bye is probably the significant thing there, right, Missy? It's week 7. You really don't want it too early. You don't want it too late. That seems to be a nice time for everybody to exhale a little bit.
And coming off a West Coast trip.
And training camp right before the start of the season. It's a bit of a grind by that point, so I think the Steelers are happy with that.
All right, that third chunk of the Steelers' schedule includes 3 in a row in terms of AFC North divisions, including a primetime game against the Browns.
This is what jumped right out at me when you first handed this to me, well, after the opener in New England.
Right.
Cleveland twice in 3 weeks in that stretch, November the 14th and December the 1st. A lot of buzz about Cleveland. Are the Browns going to be better? Are the Browns going to be a contender? And if they are, you know, sometimes these divisions and playoff spots get decided not just by who you're playing, but when you play them. And should either the Steelers or the Browns have a significant injury in that 3-week period, you know, somebody important on either side might miss both of those games. And who knows what kind of impact that might have on the AFC North.
All right, looking at the last 4 games of the 2019 schedule, 3 are on the road, and one of them is at Arizona, so a West Coast trip there. But the last 2 at the Jets, at the Ravens.
Yeah, and you know, if we back up a little bit to what we were just talking about, 5 road games in the last 7.
That's a lot.
That sounds like a lot, but that means you have a chance to really get yourself established by playing your home games sooner rather than later. And you look at those teams, Missy, the Browns, Bengals, Browns, Cardinals, Bills, Jets, Ravens. None of those teams were playoff teams last year. And I know usually it changes by about half of the playoff participants from one season to the next. And I also know the Steelers weren't a playoff team last year either, but it could be worse in terms of degree of difficulty, at least what we're projecting going into this season. Sometimes that's not necessarily an accurate way to do it, but we're talking about it in April, so I'm going to go there.
There you go. All right, that is a look at your 2019 Steelers schedule. Thanks for joining us.